Now, I come to the much talked about topic among performance marketers is the attribution. As we really talked about, that there would be multiple sources for you to really get traffic onto your site. Now, when there is an transaction that happens on your site, who do you attribute the transaction to? There are multiple models that people have been following, where some marketers feel that the last click, or some of them would believe that the first click or the second click, or that is responsible for the transaction that really happens over there. But the most important part over here, it's that yes, I mean, you sort of agree upon whom you feel, depending on your product, should be attributed the transaction to. But the most critical part of it is to be having a proper analytical tool that is available for you to track that, to be able to track which is going to be the last click, if that is what we agree upon the attribution criteria that we are really looking at. Now, as far as the attribution tools are concerned, there are multiple of them available in the market. There is a free tool that is available from one of the largest players in the online world. Now, what is important over here is that the attribution tool also needs to be a neutral third party from a neutral third party source, essentially showing that if there is going to be coming in from one of the significant players in the market, they would also be the attribution criteria would also be created in a manner where it would also be skewed towards the click coming in from that source. So it is important. There are multiple attribution tools available in the market at various price points, but it is essential that one really implements them and also make sure that the attribution criteria that they follow are fair and attributable. Essentially, that as we came and we've been again going back to my first slide where we were talking about the publishers being an important part of this complete mix. It becomes very, very important for us to be able to share information and share collaterals with the various publishers. Now, whether it is in form of your regular promotional banners, emailers, etc. But then one needs to go a couple of steps deeper to be able to provide them with relevant data feeds and continuously updated other collaterals, because unless one is able to really be able to get that piece of information, the publisher will not be able to achieve the performance criteria that you're really looking for. If I am a meta search, travel meta search engine, I would need an API which will be able to tell me what is the flight rate from destination A to destination B in real time. If I don't have that as a publisher, there would be a certain rate that I would quote on my site, and when he actually goes on to the relevant transaction onto the advertised website, he would see a different rate. So and what we have noticed is that most marketers do not have an efficient data delivery system built in, which would be able to give this accurate information to the various publishers effectively, on time, and and accurately. Now comes to the next part, and this is the very, very critical part of the performance marketing. Eventually, the publisher is also in business, and for him, the critical decision about promoting a certain product or not is going to be that what is the earnings that I get out of the effort that I put in. And for this to happen, the publisher very, very clearly needs to understand that what is it that I am really getting from this. So one would really very, very clearly need to specify what are the commercial terms that you would want, that you are offering to the publisher for doing the action that you are asking him to. And also along with that, there would be a number of other policies that you would want to put in. You would want to put certain policies about how you want, how he needs to be treated on, say, the search engines. Do you want to let him bid on your brand? Do you want to allow him to bid on misspellings of your brand? Now, there would be a number of cases where one really goes deeper on that, but one really needs to be able to be defining them and making them very, very clear and upfront with the publishers, so that when they are promoting it, they know what are the do's and don'ts of a particular program. There would be cookie periods that you would have, one will typically would want to do. There would be voucher code restrictions that you would want to put across. So this is one thing that people would need to, all marketers would need to sort of define and understand before they really start the program. Now, if one really looks at it, promotions. Now, in most transaction-driven exercises, incentives and promotions play a very, very vital role. You would need to incentivize the consumer. You would need to incentivize the channel. So, these are very, very critical part of the exercise that really one comes across, and it is not unheard of that you would provide, say, a particular voucher code or a coupon code which is available, which is attracting of the consumer or focused towards the consumer. But at the same time, to the publisher, there would be an increased commission or payout. There would be exclusive codes, coupon codes that you provide him. There would be exclusive offers that you provide him. So that which would then be able to help him in going and promoting your product and be able to really drive the end objective that you really want to achieve. So it is very important for marketers to be able to really be able to identify them. What are the incentives and promotions that you would want to promote, give them, and be able to really disseminate it with among the publishers. Finally, I think this is coming to a very, very critical part. Now, sales would come in, and this is, or leads would be coming in. So one is a critical aspect of it is going to be that when the sales and transactions are coming in, one would really need to validate them. You would have to look at what are the fraudulent sales, what are the cashbacks that are happening, and the time that you take for this has to be the minimum. The publisher is looking at, he has already has an idea that, okay, I have done 100 odd transactions. Out of the 100 transactions, what am I going to get paid for? Is it going to be 90, 80? Now, it is important for people to be able to be able to do this quickly and efficiently, so that the advertiser gets an efficient way of and quick way of really being able. Certain advertisers also look at ways of auto validating, which perhaps is not correct, because then there would be these cancellation and cashbacks which would need to be adjusted as well. Finally, towards the final the area is going to be the building the trust. Now, as we sort of looked at, this model has three very strong pillars: the advertiser, the network, and the publisher. Now, it is very critically important that there is an environment of trust among the the players. And that's, I'm coming back to that attribution point that I sort of talked about. It is, unless one really is able to really give an equitable area of and a clear visibility into what is a transaction and performance that one is really looking for, and is he getting it, and that comfort that really is between the three players, this whole model becomes shaky. It is so, as a marketer, it is important that you sort of build this across all the three players and be able to take this and take complete benefit of this model that is there. And finally, taking on, it's a teamwork. It's a teamwork where the three broad pillars that we talked about would need to be working together to be able to achieve the various points. Okay, so I'll stop here for the Q&As.